Welcome to the ESI hosted platform training video. During this course, I will be going over the basic features and functions of your phone. Okay, so this is the ePhone4, and I'm going to show you the features of your phone while it's in the idle state and also while you're on a phone call. Currently, the phone is in the idle state. When it's in idle, you're going to see the following information on the display: whether or not your lines are available, if you have any calls parked, or if any of your coworkers are currently on the phone. One of the first features you can use while it's in the idle state is the left and right arrows, which will allow you to scroll left and right through all three pages of your programmable keys, which are located up here, giving you a total of 36. You also have your call history that you can access, so if you select it, it'll pull up every inbound, outbound, and missed call, which are all color coded. Green is outbound, blue is inbound, red, which isn't displayed here, is a missed phone call. And you'll also see the caller ID and the date and time of that phone call. You can delete calls from your call history. You can call them back, scroll up and down, or simply back out of the menu. Next feature is your volume controls. So while your phone is in idle, it will adjust your ringer volume. Down here, you have your mute/D&D button. Since we're not on a phone call, it becomes the do not disturb button. We have nothing to mute, so it's D&D for do not disturb. What the do not disturb feature will do is prevent your phone from ringing if someone calls your direct extension or transfers a call directly to your extension. So to enable the feature, simply push the button, make sure the light turns red, and also do not disturb is on the display. So again, while do not disturb is enabled, your phone will not ring if someone calls your direct extension or transfers someone to your extension. It will send them to your voicemail every single time until you turn this feature off. To turn the feature off, simply push the button again. The light will turn off and do not disturb will disappear from your display, indicating the feature has been disabled. Call forward. You can also enable that while you're not on a phone call. If you push the button, it's going to ask you to enter a number. You can enter another user's extension or your own personal phone number. If you enter a personal phone number or outside line, make sure you enter only the area code and then the 7-digit phone number. You never have to put 1 or 9 in front of the phone number. Now my display reads always forward. So what this does is, again, if anyone calls my direct extension or transfers a call to my extension, they will always be forwarded to the destination I've entered in here. To disable the feature, simply push the button again, and always forward will disappear from your display, indicating the feature has been disabled. Now you may or may not have Intercom or pick up a call programmed to your phones. If you do, what the Intercom will allow you to do is do an individual page to one of your coworkers. So if I press Tyler's speed dial key right now, his phone's going to ring until he answers it. But let's say we want to page Tyler instead. I'm going to push the intercom button, then I'm going to select his speed dial key, and that will send me straight to his speaker. So I'm going to push intercom, Tyler, and that's it. I went straight to Tyler's intercom, allowing me to do an individual page. The pick up a call feature, this will allow you to pick up another user's ringing phone. So if you have a coworker that's not at their desk but their phone is ringing off the hook, simply push the pick up a call button, select their speed dial key, or you can manually dial their extension, allowing you to answer their phone from your extension. And again, their phone has to be ringing for you to answer it. Alright, so I'm going to call this phone now, and I'm going to show you the features of your phone while you're on a phone call. So we can select the answer button. I can pick up the handset or use speaker, all to enter the phone. I'm going to select answer. Had I have selected the Had I selected the ignore option, it would have sent that caller straight to my voicemail. Okay, so you don't actually hang up on the person, you simply select the ignore option, sending that caller straight to your voicemail. Now, if you noticed, I pushed the mute button. One, so you can see how it looks. So instead of do not disturb, we've muted this call now. Since you have the caller on mute, you can still hear everything they're saying, they just can't hear you. Also, I will be pushing this button throughout the demonstration to prevent feedback, so just ignore it whenever you see me pushing that button. So, since I selected the answer option during the incoming call, obviously the audio goes straight to the speaker. Had I selected the handset, it would have gone straight to the handset instead. Okay, so we're talking to Mike here. Line 1 has now turned red, indicating that I'm talking to Mike on line 1. Also, if you notice, his phone icon is red, letting me know that Mike's on a phone call too. So, the first feature I want to show you while you're on a phone call is the hold option, or hold button. To place a caller on hold, you're going to push the hold button, make sure it turns red. Also, you're going to see the display turn red as well, indicating that that caller has been put on hold. To get them back on your phone, simply push the hold button again. The light will turn off, and you will see the box turn green once again. Okay? Now, when you place a caller on hold, no one else can pick that call up from your phone but you. Hold is exclusive to your phone only. So, let's say you want to place the call on a system-wide hold that will allow anyone to pick that call up from any phone. So, that's where your park call button comes into play. Selecting park call will send that caller to either park 10 or park 11, which are your call queues. Whichever one it goes to, you're going to see that corresponding dot turn red, from green to red. So I'm going to push the park call button, and this is what you're going to hear when you use the feature.
The call is parked at 10.
Okay, so 10 meaning park 10. So if you see now, that dot is red, okay? And right now, everyone is seeing that this dot is red, which means anybody from any of their phones can now pick that call up. So you will let that end user know that they have a call parked on 10. All they have to do from their end is select the corresponding button, and they just answered that phone call from their phone. So hold is for your phone only. Park call will send them to park 10 or park 11, putting them on a system-wide hold that will allow anybody to pick that call up from any phone. Now, transferring phone calls. All you have to do to transfer a phone call, make sure you have the person on the phone, push the transfer button, select the user's speed dial key, or manually dial their extension. So, to transfer a call, we're going to transfer Mike over to Tyler by selecting transfer, and now selecting Tyler's speed dial button, and that's it. If they're not answering, push the transfer button again, and it will cancel the transfer, bringing the caller back to your phone. Now, also, when you're transferring a phone call, it's up to you if you want to wait for the person to answer the phone to tell them who it is you're transferring, or two, you can simply hang up as soon as you transfer that phone call. Now, to transfer directly to voicemail, it's a little bit different. So instead of doing transfer in the user speed dial or dialing their extension, you're going to do transfer, *3, then select their speed dial key or manually dial their extension. This time I want to manually dial an extension and send it directly to voicemail. Once you hear that voicemail start to play, hang up the phone and it'll automatically connect that caller with that user's voicemail. So we're going to select transfer, *3, now the extension, select call,
You have reached the voicemail.
and there's the voicemail.
Steven Chavez.
Now we're going to hang up, and we just connected that caller with that user's voicemail. Okay, so I'm going to call his phone again. Answer it. All right. Everybody also has the ability to make three-way conference calls from each one of their phones. So it'll be you and two other parties, so it'll make three total. So to make a three-way conference call, select the add call button first. Make sure you got the person on the phone, select add call. We automatically put them on hold by pushing that button. So now we can call the second person that we're going to add to the three-way call. So we will select Tyler. Alright, so Tyler just answered his phone. Mike is still on hold. But now if you notice, the add call option now reads merge. So we're going to select the merge option to merge line 1 and line 2. So here we go. Now both boxes are green, indicating that we're on a three-way phone call with both Mike and Tyler. Now if you notice this orange line here, what that's going to allow you to do is you can move it up and down with this arrow pointing down. What that's going to allow you to do is put it next to the person that you want to end the call with. So for example, if the person at extension 3401 took off, we don't know where he is, he's been gone forever, and we just want to end the call with him, you just move the line right next to his name, select end, and we're still on the phone with Mike. Okay, so that's your add call feature. Again, it'll allow you to make a conference call from each one of your phones with 3 parties total. You do have the ability to record on your phones depending on what type of user seat you have. To record a phone call, simply push the record button anytime during the phone call. You'll hear a series of beeps, and now the call is being recorded. To stop it, simply select the stop button, and you'll hear a series of beeps once again, indicating that the call has been stopped. And those are the basic features of your ePhone 4s. If you have any questions, visit ehelp.esi-estech.com, and you can find all the features we just covered.